This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1014 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today, Jim Kinney, founder of Horse Grooming Solutions, has some great advice for keeping the clipped horse's coat healthy and looking great all winter long. And we'll get right to our tip after this important message from Kentucky Performance Products.
This Nutrition Minute is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products, the company that simplifies your search for research-proven nutritional supplements at kppusa.com.
The horse that matters to you matters to Kentucky Performance Products. Researchers have confirmed that as horses age, they naturally become less sensitive to insulin and more susceptible to health problems caused by too much sugar in the diet. One way to reduce the sugar content in a horse's diet is to replace sugar-laden grains with a high-fat supplement. Fat is an extraordinary energy source. It is readily utilized by the horse and contains more than 2 times the calories of sugary grains. Equijewel Stabilized Rice Bran is an excellent fat supplement. It contains a balanced calcium to phosphorus ratio and won't cause mineral imbalances when added to the diet. Its all-natural ingredients are high in healthy fat and fiber. Best of all, Equijewel allows owners to easily replace the calories previously supplied by sugary grains. When you need to add healthy calories to your horse's diet, choose Equijewel. To learn more, visit Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com.
I'm so happy to be welcoming Jim Kinney from Horse Grooming Solutions back to the show. He's going to give us some more advice on helping our horses' coats stay clean and healthy and beautiful during the winter months. Jim, today it's all about the clipped horse because it's that time of year. We're starting to shave their coats off, and we trade in the frustration of muck and mire for the frustration of dull hair and blanket rubs. Help us out, please.
Okay, if I may, because we happen to have a product in our line of grooming products, in our daily grooming products line, that is perfect for this situation. It's the hair moisturizer, and I touched briefly about that product when dealing with manes and tails for wintertime grooming. And when you body clip, of course, you're taking out all of the horse's hair right down to the very, almost the root, the bottom of the hair shaft, depending on how closely you clip. And it's a dull, gray, very dry, lackluster coat. And you want to make sure that you keep it as conditioned and soft as possible. And, of course, if you're blanketing or sheeting your horses during the winter months and they've been body clipped, you want to keep them warm so you don't have the issue of the hair growing back. But also the hair is, I don't want to say prickly, but it's almost standing up. So you have to keep it as soft as possible so when you're putting your sheets and blankets on, you're not creating blanket rubs across their shoulders, the base of their poll, any area where they're rubbing your body against that fabric that's covering them up to keep them warm. So, again, I would suggest soaking them after you body clip in our hair moisturizer, or if you have a preference of your own, a homemade concoction that incorporates something without silicone, I would suggest that, because you want to make sure that you're just not coating the hair, you're getting it into their skin and softening the hair so that it doesn't create an issue of blanket rubs, which cause, of course, ingrown hairs, which can be very painful to the horse.
Now, you mentioned how when you clip the horse, the hair tends to feel a little bit prickly, and you're right, especially when you first clip it. If you run your hand against the growth of the hair, wow, that's the next best thing to fingernails on a chalkboard.
Absolutely.
It really is. And the hair moisturizer, those of you who have maybe not tried it before, hair moisturizer is what I call the orange stuff. It's the healthy hair care product that comes in a little, it's orange, and I love that stuff.
Now, it's our number one best-selling product.
I believe it. It's very useful. So in the wintertime, especially folks who head south, either into Florida or Texas, wherever they have or in Arizona where they have the winter circuits, those horses stay in work. they get bathed frequently, either with a shampoo type of product or with a liniment type of product.
Correct.
Is liniment a bad thing for hair? Because that stuff I would think would tend to be very astringent with things like acetone in it and alcohol in it. What would you recommend as far as that sort of thing is concerned?
Well, we happen to make a product that incorporates all of the aromatic oils that help to stimulate blood flow, ease stress, also cleaning with a very invigorating, in fact, the product is called Vigor Power Wash. I would suggest that unless you're really using your horse strenuously, and of course the hunter jumpers that come south here to the circuits and either hits in Ocala or all the big events in Wellington, it's warmer, of course. Their horses are exercising more. So that type of a liniment wash would be great as long as you're rinsing it off and not leaving it on those short, let's say, body-clipped hair coats. I would probably suggest, if you're going to be bathing your horses often, to use something of a more soapier base, less of an astringent, especially if they are body-clipped. And if you happen to need something that has those cooling, inflammatory or reducing type properties, I would stay away from their full body, maybe just pay attention to their legs, their hips, their shoulders, areas where they're exerting a little more strenuous pressure.
Yeah. So alcohol, not so much witch hazel, but alcohol and acetone, which are common products in liniments, are not necessarily the friend of the hair in that they're going to tend to dry it out and make it more brittle?
That is, yes, to a point. Now, the product that we make does not have acetone in it. It only has alcohol, which, of course, is a anti-inflammatory, and it has a cooling effect, and it dries things off quickly. Of course, it will dry the hair. So if you're going to use some of those products, which are great, make sure in between time that you're using a lot of products that have moisturizing properties in them, natural oils, mineral oils, things like that keep the hair and the skin conditioned and moisturized to counteract that drying effect.
Right. Now, for a horse who maybe doesn't work quite so hard, he's clipped because he gets ridden or worked regularly, but maybe doesn't work up a sweat quite so often. Are there any special techniques for keeping that hair shiny? Because in the wintertime, it just seems like a clipped horse he's not as shiny as an unclipped horse. I don't understand why. Is that because we've shaved the shiny section of the hair shaft off?
Well, we've removed the hair, and of course that has, most of the hair that has a lot of the natural oils in it. So you want to put those oils back into the coat that bring back that natural, deep, lustrous shine, takes away that dull, gray, mousy kind of color. And again, I'm going to suggest our hair moisturizer. Of course, you mentioned a lot of your customer or people call it the orange stuff. Well, we've heard it's called the pink stuff, and
there
we kind of go with that.
Yeah, it does kind of turn pink when you add
yes,
the water to it because it
does.
Comes in a concentrate. Yeah.
Correct, it does, and it's a super product for addressing body-clipped horses. Now, if you don't body-clip your horse, I would suggest if you do have a vacuum cleaner and you're able to bring your horse into a dry area periodically to remove anything on their hair coat if they happen not to be sheeted or blanketed in areas where they don't require that, currying, vacuuming, and brushing. Best thing you can possibly do. Best thing.
There you go. Brush. Currying, vacuuming, brushing, and keep that hair coat and skin moisturized. Well, there you have it. For links to today's guest topics or products, you can go to horsetipdaily.com. You can have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free app for your iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. Download it today. It's quick, it's free, and it's easy. And this podcast has been brought to you through the generous support of Kentucky Performance Products and listeners like you. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.